It's really funny how people think that God can go 6 days and 6 nights without rest. Because right now I feel like I can't go 10 minutes without rest. But I managed to get out of bed, and it's like 6:30 in the evening. Anyway, I was just thinking that there's something I should say about tests that you could do for the public, involving the singers and the angels, I guess. I noticed that there is a lot of songs that seem like they could be talking about me, like even the touch me right there, or some of the songs that she did, undress me. I mean, she's supposed to represent, if Kylie Minogue is supposed to represent the spirit doesn't have a body. I mean, technically, it kind of does because it's come from me, but it's not my body, and therefore some of the things in that song don't quite make sense if it's literally just talking about the Holy Spirit or some sort of spirit of love or whatever. But yeah, I feel like maybe she's done that, and I've noticed quite a lot. I don't like being seen in a lot of ways, but I think the reason why I don't like being seen in those ways is because the people who were doing them weren't talking to me, and they weren't communicating with me, and they were just doing things behind my back, and it's just very, very annoying. If they would have got permission to do all this, and I probably would have actually thought that they are quite similar to me, and it doesn't bother me as much. But anyway, I feel like there should be a test with the singers. So you have the stage one test, which is where you tell people that. So that there needs to be some sort of sacrifice where people don't believe and don't think that people just think that I'm delusional. So I mean a stage where people just think that I'm delusional, and then I need to reveal that actually, they represent angels, or I don't know what stage that is, but there'll be a point where they change and they start agreeing with me and start believing that yes, I don't know if that stage would be where I give the names of the angels, or just should I just call them angels at that stage. I'm not too sure about how it should play, so that's why I'm kind of making this video to kind of discuss. I don't know about the stages, but there'll be a point where I first just say that they're singing songs about me and portraying themselves as being me, and then you could ask like questions about like get people to. There's something on Twitter or X where they have like ratings, rate this or this. You have ask a question and you get people's views on what angel they think is like most relevant to them, or I don't know, just get them to answer questions on some other platform. I know there's TikTok, but I don't know how it should be done. But you could ask people lots of questions. If you want to know things, how many people think that Gaga, the character that Gaga has created in her music video, how many people would listen to this, or how many people think that she's a good teacher, or I don't know. You can just ask so many different questions. Like some of the questions doesn't even matter what people say, but Big Brother's a social experiment, and it would be an amazing to have a social experiment that tests people, that doesn't just test the housemates, but brings in these singers and celebrities and the characters that they represent, and test the public on what their view is. I don't think you could really do a Big Brother house with all the singers all in at the same time, but you can like maybe take them in one at a time, and just ask the public many questions about this character. You can actually. The thing is though, the characters and the singers, when you see them in interviews and stuff, I've been going through some interviews today. They're not just singers, they're not just characters. They're actually, it's like their public profile. However, whatever public profile they've created is it's all part of their character, and their angel name seems to affect. I don't know how it affects them when they're not on the public eye in interviews and stuff like this, but it does affect their interviews and the things they say, and it affects a lot of things. And so you know you can it would be good to take in some of these characters onto some Big Brother platform or some other platform or whatever, and you can not just test the world about me and questions about me, but ask questions about them, and what they think of these singers. And you know if if Gaga if Gaga asked for something, would you do it? I don't know what she might ask for, but I don't know. You have to come up with the questions, and you have to find out. If you, I don't agree with like experiments on animals, and there's lots of stuff. horrible stuff that you were doing, such as changing brains over, changing a monkey's brain over with another monkey's to try and. I mean, you don't need to do all that. We've reincarnation is the truth. If someone needs a new brain, you just kill them and they come back to life again. So you know that now, so you don't need to do all that kind of experimenting. But some experimenting is quite good. You know, how us how do souls respond? How do people respond? Or I don't know what kind of questions you could ask, but you'd have to kind of figure that out. But yeah, and then you reveal that actually they do have angel names, and you can get people to think, do they agree and their opinions. And I don't know. It could be very detailed. I feel like there's an army of presenters as well that are kind of being gathered up right now. I don't know why I feel this, but I feel like you're gathering up a bunch of TV presenters that can talk about these things, because there's a lot of different subjects that people can be asked and stuff about. You know, um, who would you rather follow, Gaga or Madonna? You could ask questions like that, or um, um, and I don't know, just it's a social experiment, but it'd be cool to invite these characters into the whole thing, and then you reveal then positive names, see how they react, ask questions, and then 3 years later or whenever, reveal their negative name. But yeah, I don't know the dates when it comes to stages, nor do I know how long or what will happen to me either. I mean, I feel like I do need to be in hiding for 3.5 years. Um, but yeah, just because I'm in hiding for 3.5 years, that doesn't mean that I can't get involved in some sort of way. Or um, I don't know. I know Britney Spears seems to have created some sort of false persona of some mad person, and I'm not entirely convinced that. I mean, it's convincing. It's very convincing. It's so convincing that I am kind of convinced that it is the truth. But then again, I'm also not convinced that it's the truth. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about her or Kanye West. Those are two that have seemed to have gone in a like I don't know, you maybe I'm not meant to understand. Maybe I'm supposed to believe the lie. Sometimes there are lies that I believe, and I feel like maybe I'm meant to believe them um, for a reason. Russell Brand, I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, I have seen some pretty ridiculous conspiracy theories of him. Some are true, and I get and agree, and some are just a bit over the top. And I'm like, is he actually like that? I don't know. I don't know. But he dated the deceiver, or the intelligent side, who's she's going to be represented as God's intelligent side, or really she's the deceiver. So is that indicating that he's going to deceive the world in some way? Um, or is it indicating that he's actually got intelligence behind some of the things that he says? And then I'm listening to it and I'm thinking there is some intelligence to it, but some of it seems a bit, I don't know. Sometimes he speaks too fast that it's hard to really know what he's saying. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to understand. Sometimes it's maybe I'm not meant to understand right now.